woke up inside of a cave. I'm pinned to the floor immediately, both arms out. My right wrist is chained to the wall. I have no strength, nothing. I'm hearing screaming like someone's being tortured. I see a demon walk by. So I'm just yelling, I'm panicking, I'm in disbelief. Then I call out for Jesus.
Welcome to God's Voice Daily. I'm your host, Vladimir, and this is the channel where I share daily phone calls with people from around the world who've had real supernatural encounters with Jesus, angels, demons, and everything in between. Some of these calls go on to become full episodes on our main show called God's Voice Today, but here you will hear them raw and unfiltered, just the way they happened. So without any further ado, let's dive into today's featured call. Enjoy. Cameron, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. I'm just waking up.
Gotcha. Well, perfect. I'm the first person I'm just kidding. Well, I got your cup of coffee right here if you want it.
Yeah, I can use extra sugar in there.
Oh, man, you're out of luck. I just drink straight up black coffee, nothing in it. I keep it simple.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because it tastes so good, I don't want to add anything to ruin it. My wife makes perfect coffee. So coming over, we got sugar, we got cream, all that stuff.
Oh, man,
well, Cameron, where are you? By the way, where are you calling from? Or I guess I'm calling you. Where are you located?
I'm located in California.
Oh, that's why you're just not waking up. Yeah, you're 3 hours behind.
Los Angeles downtown. That's that, buddy.
Oh, you're seeing all of that stuff is happening right now, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of noise, a lot of helicopters, a lot of sirens, a lot of yelling, a lot of commotion.
Well, you stay safe out there. Well, Cameron, I'd love to hear your testimony.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy, man. You know, I was going through a rough time in my life, dealing with my ex-girlfriend. I was doing drugs. I was doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? So I guess one day I had took some stuff, went to sleep. Right when I went to sleep, I woke up inside of a cave. I woke up on this. You ever been like to Disneyland or Six Flags? And you've been like on a ride and like you're on like a cart thingy, like there's one person in the front and one in the back. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was on. I was like on like a cart train thingy, and like one person in front of me and one person in the back, and we're going in, and then we approach this black. Eventually, we approach this black, dark. Like, I don't know what to call it, but we go right through it. And then when we go through it, I'm walking inside of a cave. Like, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a dream. I didn't even think it was real, but we're walking through. And then immediately I'm pinned to the floor. Like, I have no control over my movement, my nothing. Like my whole, like all my power was gone. Like someone was controlling me. I'm pinned to the floor immediately, both arms out. My right wrist is chained to the wall, to like the cave looking wall. And yeah, it's chained to the wall. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I have no strength and nothing. Like, it's like I was being controlled, like someone was controlling me. So I'm just yelling, I'm panicking, I'm in disbelief. I'm looking out through the cave. There's bars like on the cave, there's bars. It was like a jail cell cave. It was weird, like a jail cell cave. That's what I would call it. I'm looking out the bars. I'm seeing the cave. It's going for miles. You know what I mean? I'm hearing screaming while I'm laying down. I'm hearing like someone screaming, like someone's being tortured. You know what I mean? So as I'm laying there, I'm looking up and I could see like he's showing, like, I guess Jesus or God is showing us heaven. He's showing us heaven. He's showing us the earth, what we could have had. He's showing us everything. You know what I mean? And I'm just laying there like mad, like upset and deep regret, you know what I mean? Because that's what you feel when you're there. You feel regret, you feel fear. And when I was laying there, I was just looking up, and I'm like, man, I've been here a long time. I'm just laying here. It feels like eternity, you know what I mean? That's what it felt like. It felt like eternity. Like this thing is forever. Like this is never gonna end. But as I'm looking up, I see heaven spinning a little bit. I see the earth. And then what happened after that? What happened after I'm laying there? Oh yeah, I see a demon walk by. Bro. I couldn't believe he's seen me. He's walking by, and like I pop out into my 360 dude, and then I go back down laying there, I guess again, and I'm getting tortured by demons, man. It's crazy. I got tortured by demons. You know what I mean? I got tortured, and down there, they don't care about God. They don't care about Jesus. They don't care about you begging, pleading with them. There's just no love down there. And I'm just getting tortured, bro. My whole back is messed up. I'm getting ribs ripped out of me. I'm getting my spine ripped out of me. Everything. I could feel all the pain and everything. Jeez. It was like it was really happening. You know what I mean? And yeah. It was bad, man. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And they don't care about God. They're cussing God out down there. They're cursing him. They're doing all that down there. You know what I mean? Eventually, like after the torture was done, like I don't know what happened, but I remember yelling out for my mom twice. I yelled out for my mom twice, but it was quiet. There's nothing that happened. It was silent. But eventually I yelled out for Jesus, and then like we flew straight up, you know what I mean? He pretty much rescued me, you know? And yeah, hell is real, man. You know, it's real, you know?
When he rescued you, did you get to talk to him? Did you get to see him?
That's a good question. I'm glad you asked. Like when he rescued me, like we flew straight up, and like I'm the one that's doing the talking because I'm the one that's like happy to get rescued. He was silent. He didn't really say anything to me. He didn't say anything to me. He just had me by his right arm, and we just flew straight up. You know what I mean?
I bet you were excited to get out of there, right?
Yeah, because I remember looking back down saying, like, I'm never going back down there, and I'm glad I know Jesus, pretty much, you know? And, yeah, that's what happened. That's pretty much what happened.
So, did you cross over? Was it more like a vision, dream? Like, what was it? I didn't get in the beginning. Was it, like, do you feel like you left your body?
I don't know, man. I remember I just, like, took some drugs and went to sleep, and then I woke up in, like, on that cart train thingy, and then we're going in inside the cave. Like, I think it was more like maybe a vision God could have gave me, maybe like a vision. It could have been a vision because I wasn't awake when this happened. This is, you know what I mean?
But you felt physically, you felt the pain. You felt like it was real, right?
Yeah, I thought it was real. I thought everything was real. I remember getting thrown against the wall twice by demons as well. Like, I got thrown against the wall twice.
What did those demons look like?
They look like shadowy figures. They were probably standing about 6 foot, shadowy figures, but I just knew they were reptilian, though. I knew they were reptilian, like figures, you know what I mean?
It's interesting because I was choked by shadowy figures.
They're like shadowy, yeah. They're like shadowy figures, you know? And they're mean. They're mean down there. There's no love in hell. There's no love. It's just pain, regret, and it just feels like it's forever. You know what I mean? It was like a dirt floor. I remember that I was on. I remember, like, it felt like I was under the earth. It felt like I was really under the earth. You know what I mean?
Wow. I wonder if you were in the valley of the shadow of death, because I had a guest talking about how the way he described the mountains and the cells inside the mountain, and he named that. He said it was the valley of the shadow of death.
Well, I think the valley of the shadow of death, I think that's more of the desert. You know how you're like in the middle of the desert type, and there's nothing around. I
gotcha.
Yeah, I think that's what that is. But no, this is a cave, like cavern, like I can't explain it. Like, and there's bars on it, man. Like there's really cells down there in hell. Like people are really being tortured inside those cells down there, really like. And then I try to compare some stuff to the Bible, and it makes sense, man. You know, I'm just a bigger believer of the Bible now. I believe everything the Bible says now.
It's interesting you say that when you were down there and you had these thoughts of the things that you could have done, right? I guess everything was presented to you, what you could have done on this earth, and instead, this was your reality. And so, lucky for you, you're here. But can you imagine the people that are there right now, forever and ever?
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I can't believe I'm still here where I'm at on the earth. Like, I can't even imagine myself down there still. Why do
you think God gave you a second chance?
I think He gave me a second chance because He knows that He knows I have a big mouth, and He knows I'll go back to the earth and I'll tell everybody about what happened and what I experienced. That's my honest belief, brother. Like, a lot of people who have these testimonies, they're scared to tell people. They'll hold it in for years. You know what I mean? But I was on it the next day telling people about my experience. You know what I mean?
Cameron, I make it easy for people. All they got to do, just go to godsvoiceday.com/call and I'll do the editing. I'll do everything you need. Just share your story. Warn people. You don't want your enemies going there.
No.
This is not a place that you want any human being to go.
No human being wants to go there, and I don't recommend anybody going there. There's no love down there. Though the demons down there, they don't love you. They don't like you. They're not your friend, you know? So,
Cameron, you go through this experience, you come back, right? Mm-hmm. You wake up out of this experience, and I'm sure you're probably like, oh my gosh, thank you. That's what I'd be. I'd probably kissing the ground, thanking Jesus, whatever it takes. I'm all yours. So how does, like, going forward, how did it change your life?
It changed my life tremendously. Like, I started watching more YouTube videos about Jesus, and it just made me wake up and realize, like, that Jesus is really real, and like he is the way. You know, his name's not on this earth for no reason. Like, there's a reason why his name's on the earth. There's a reason why he spoke how he spoke. You know what I mean? So it just made me have more faith in him, and it just made me believe in hell even more. And you know, that is a reality for some people after this earth, you know. So I pray more. There's even a cross I put on my wall right here. I have a cross I put on my wall over here. It's kind of remind me of, you know, about Jesus and stuff, you know.
What about people? Did you see any people down there?
See, I want to say I did, man. I want to say I did. Like, as I'm like getting dragged through the crowd, like getting dragged out the cave to the front way. Like, I remember being like really tired. Really, as I'm being dragged, I'm so tired. I remember being really tired. I feel like I haven't slept in forever. But like, as we're getting dragged, I do see a crowd on my right side, because on my left side is more jail cells. So on my right side there's a crowd, and they're like, they're saying like, let him go, and everyone's going crazy. I guess they're telling demons to let me go, like, let him go, like. And then like as I get on the stage or whatever after being dragged, like I'm standing there, and then like one of the demons said I just see people, and I remember he had hit me with a pole. Boom, he hit me with the pole, and I went straight down because I felt the pain all through my body off of one hit. One hit, I felt the pain through my body. And like the crowd was just going crazy, bro. And then I told the demons, like, let's make a deal, like let the crowd go and I'll stay or something. And I remember like they started laughing at me. The demons started laughing at me, like, yeah, they started laughing. I did see a crowd of people there, though. I did see a crowd of people, and they were all going crazy. Like, it's a sad scene, bro, you know? Sad.
Man, did you have any other interactions with anybody?
I didn't see no one on fire. I didn't see skin melting, nothing like that. You know, I didn't see any of that. But I remember I did see two skeletons on the wall, like chained up, both their arms chained up. I remember seeing that, though. Yes.
Is there anything else? Any kind of conversations? And when you did hear these people, was it like thought to thought, spirit to spirit, or you actually heard audible voices?
I mean, like, it was like a regular crowd, it felt like. But as I remember getting dragged, I remember zooming into one person, like, because you could zoom in and you could zoom out when you're down there. So I remember zooming into one person, and like the sin he committed was awful. I remember zooming out and still getting dragged, you know.
So you were able to almost see their past, right?
Yeah, you can see people's sins. You can see what they did. You can see why they're there. It's like the spiritual world is like the magical world. You're just automatically full of knowledge, and you just know everything, you know?
Are there any other interesting things that you saw that the listeners or people that are watching this need to hear and see? Or hear, I guess.
Yeah, I would have to say the most interesting thing is right before I yelled out for my mom, I seen this big old head like in this fire pit. I don't know if it was the devil, I don't know if it was Lucifer or who it was, but there's this big old giant head, like a beast type head, and it turned my way as I'm laying there. And then that's when I had called out for my mom after seeing that head, but it was silent. It was completely silent, you know, and then I called out for Jesus, and then eventually he came. But I would have to say those demons are real down there. There's like shadowy figures. They're down there right now.
What shocked you most about hell?
Right when I got pinned to the floor and I knew I had no control over my feelings or movement or anything. Because because I'm walking in kind of cocky, like, because I was thinking it was a dream, so I'm walking in cocky, you know, like, yeah, I'm CT, yeah, I'm this, I'm that, because I'm thinking it's a dream, right? But no, right when I got pinned to the floor, I automatically knew that this was real, and I could not move, and this was past sleep. It wasn't sleep paralysis. This is past sleep paralysis. I think I went past that, you know. But I would have to say the most shocking thing is getting pinned to the floor and knowing that this is not a joke. It was real, you know.
How long ago did this happen?
This happened back in, I want to say, December or January, one of those.
Oh, like not long ago, right?
This was not long ago. No, this wasn't long ago.
What was your life like leading up to that experience? Were you walking with the Lord?
No, I really wasn't. Nah, I was doing drugs, popping pills, and getting into it with my ex-girlfriend. It was really a bad time in my life. I was in a bad headspace. You know what I mean? I really was.
But you knew about Jesus. Somehow you had this prior knowledge.
I knew about him, but my faith with him was not as strong as it is now. It's stronger now. I knew about him, but I would have to say I really know him now.
So since that experience, you came back and you start sharing that experience. I'm imagining probably with like your parents, your siblings.
Yeah.
What was the reaction?
Well, my mom immediately said, you know, you got to pray every day more, and you just want to make sure you're staying on the right path since you got to see a little bit of it, you know.
So she's a believer.
Yeah, my mom's a believer. She was just telling me, like, you know, that was God just trying to show you and tell you to wake up, you know. Not everybody gets those experiences, so you need to take heed to that and take it seriously, you know. And my
when you saw Jesus, when you saw Jesus, what did he look like?
That's a very, very, very great question. Great question. Jesus was tall, because I remember he had me by his right arm, and I remember looking up at him and telling him, like, thank God I know Jesus. And I remember looking back down behind me and saying, like, I'm never going back there. But he was tall. I don't remember what his face looked like. I promise I don't remember what his face looked like. I don't know if it was blurred out or what. But I remember he came. He was tall. He gave me by his right arm, I remember. He had my whole
But you knew
body.
exactly that you knew that it was Jesus, right? He didn't introduce himself.
Automatically. I automatically knew. Like I was more calm in his presence. I wasn't fearful anymore, especially after flying up and looking back down, seeing hell go further and further away from me as we go up. I knew I was with Jesus, bro. I knew it. I automatically knew it, you know. And
so when he took you up, instantly after that, you woke up, right? Was there any conversations? Nothing?
Well, the thing is, we flew straight up. I remember we flew straight up into the blue. There was like a lot of blue. That's all you see around was blue. That's all I seen was blue. And then I remember we came back straight down. I remember seeing the roofs and everything of the buildings, and we came straight down. I remember getting slammed back in my body, yeah, because I woke up off my back straight up. Yeah.
What an experience, Cameron. Wow.
Yeah,
do you feel like you needed that experience?
What happened?
Do you feel like you needed that experience?
Like I needed that experience?
Yeah. Do you feel like something that you had to go through?
Yes, definitely. Because like I know the truth about Jesus, and I know he's the way, and I know he is. Like I'm not gonna feel like I have one up on people, but I feel like I have like a little more insight of what's going on since that experience, you know?
Absolutely. Well, for everyone watching, because people always ask me, you know, that's wonderful, Cameron, that you went through this experience, but what is your life like going forward as a believer? What are some practical things that you're doing every day that's helping you get closer to Jesus?
There's this video on YouTube called Spend a Quiet Time with Jesus Christ. I watch that video at least 3 times a day. When I'm going through bad times, I put it on. And it just reminds me that Jesus is real. He's real, you know. I'm sharing the word with people. When I go outside, I tell people about God, about Jesus. When I step outside, you know what I mean? There was a lot of looting and a lot of protesting going on recently. I was telling those people Jesus is the way, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Cameron, man, thank you so much for sharing your testimony. I know it's not easy.
Well, I just wanted you to hear it, you know.
It's powerful.
You can do what you want to do with it, but as long as you know that I'm not lying about my testimony, it's real. That's all I'm happy for.
Oh, brother. I believe you.
Yeah.
I pray and ask God that God sends me the right people, the right testimonies. And
Yeah.
I know when, it's one of those things like, well, how can you scientifically prove that this is, no, I even though people are like, Vlad, use discernment. I know when something is off. There are interviews that I didn't publish.
And I would not risk saying a fake hell testimony to risk going back to hell.
Yes.
I would not want to risk lying to the world just to go back to hell. It's not worth it. Like, no. The testimony it really happened, buddy. You
definitely have a different kind of motivation, right? You want to.
Well, I do, and I just feel bad for the world. I just wish the world knew what was going on, buddy. A lot of people are they're voting for Mohammed, and he's not the way. It's Jesus. Jesus is the way. I never heard of anyone going to hell calling out for Mohammed.
That's a good point, and I've had a lot of conversations with people about their near-death experiences. I've yet to hear one.
No one's calling out for Muhammad in NDE. No, they're calling out for Jesus because he's the way. He's the way. Well, he was real. He was real. It was all real.
And I appreciate you, taking the time to call and share this because, to whom much is given, a lot will be asked. And so, yeah, you experienced this thing, and now it's almost like your responsibility to share it. And so I thank you so much for being obedient.
I just appreciate you hearing me, taking the time out to hear me. It could have been a little better. I probably could have said a little more, but you caught me at the spur of the moment, No,
that's what I want. I want it raw. I want it real, and it happened the way it should have happened. If you were too polished, people would tune out. Nobody wants polished. People want this right here.
Yeah. But the video I made where I'm actually talking to my sweater on YouTube, that was like that was a full thought or the full one right there,
Well, I'll include it in this episode. By the way, how can people find you if they go on YouTube and type Cameron Thomas?
Well, yeah, that's my first and my last name, but I also go by CTEE_SODMG brand.
Okay, so if they search that on YouTube, they'll find you.
Yeah, they're gonna find my testimony on there, and it's real, brother. Man, it's real. Hell is real, man. It's real.
Man. I know it. I haven't been there and hope to never see it.
Have you ever had an experience yourself?
Not hell. I've seen Jesus face to face, and he told me to start this podcast over 9 years ago. I thought it was going to happen instantly, but it took 9+ years. I started this podcast 9 months ago. Mm-hmm. Man, it's crazy how quickly it grew. The first channel, 110,000 plus, and then the second one. I'm not smart enough, Cameron, to do this. It's God. And I'm just excited that he's using me.
He's using you to share this word. I mean, he's coming back, and he wants people to know that. That's why it's our job to tell people about hell and heaven,
Oh, absolutely. And testimonies are powerful, Cameron. People can hear one testimony. I see comments all the time. People are saying things like, I listened to this interview, and because of that interview, I no longer do X, Y, and Z, or my relationship with Jesus is much stronger. So I see the fruit of testimonies. There's a reason why God wanted me to start a testimony podcast, not a sermon preaching.
I appreciate you too, letting the world know about what's going on. I do. I appreciate the podcast, man. I do.
Thank you. Well, Cameron, man, good morning to you. Go get some coffee. Hopefully, some breakfast, and be safe out there with all the protests and everything going on right in your backyard. Crazy.
Yes, definitely.
Take care. God bless. Talk soon.
I will, brother. Thank you.
See ya. Thanks for watching. If this call caught your attention, wait until you see what's coming up next. It should be on the screen right now. Go ahead and click on that video, and I'll see you there.